Okay, if you're like me and you've incorporated a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or the Xtra Muse, which is essentially the exact same thing, just with a different branding on it, you will quickly find out that this little tool right here will very quickly integrate itself in ways you never imagined in your shoot. And so I found myself now having this for several months now, and I've just used it on every shoot I go to. It's just become an essential part of my kit. Now, because of that, I've also found myself often dealing with the fact that I'm often running out of juice with that. So today I want to look at something right here that has both a handle, but more importantly, this is a big old fat charging battery handle. This right here is the PBH 3 flash quick charging battery handle for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and the Xtra Muse. Now I have an Xtra Muse right here, but it's an interchangeable thing. The bodies are exactly the same. So just know when I speak Xtra Muse or Pocket 3 in this video, if you have either one, this will include both of those with no problem. Now, this is a battery handle that comes with a full color LCD monitor, and this is gonna help you shoot for like longer periods with your device, and you're gonna know exactly where you are as your day drags on. No more guessing, no more trying to figure it out. And I know it's just a battery handle, but there's definitely some really, I thought some pretty cool, innovative things about this that are worth knowing about. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice, honestly, is going to be the form. Now, this is obviously a handle and a battery all at once, is what you expect to come with a device like this. But the nice thing is, I found that as a vlogger, and you also have, it has a 1/4 inch here on the bottom, so you can still put a tripod or anything like that. But I really liked having this extra length when I was doing, self vloggers like that. So if I was out here vlogging, whereas normally I'd have to be kind of like that, I can now, with this extra length, it gives me a little bit further away from my camera, gets that camera right out of my face, gives me a little more natural perspective. And I also found the weight of it to be really nice in counterbalancing the actual gimbal and stuff itself. So the form is pretty simple and it works really well. And then if you look here, it's got a USB on it. It plugs right into the USB here on the bottom of your Pocket or your Muse, and you just basically take it and put it right in, and you're basically good to go. It's just that much work to put it in and get it going. Now, all that being said, the most notable thing about this specific handle is the fact that it has this full color LCD display. And what's nice about this is this shows you both an analog gauge and a battery percentage, in addition to system voltage, system power, and your total in and out capacity. It also has battery temperature in there, and it even lets you know the charging speed. And the charging speed does have kind of a 2-gear system that I do think is kind of cool. Definitely worth looking at. Now, as the name implies, this is a battery handle. So, like I said, you can just pop it right back on the bottom here, and it's just going to instantly start charging your Osmo or your Muse as soon as you plug it in. And it's going to get you very quickly to 100% power. And what I found having a battery like this does, it just greatly enhances kind of the practical functionality of what you can do with a camera like this, because when you have something attached to this is going to give you up to 4.2 hours of total record time. So you really have a lot of freedom and flexibility in how you're going to run around with this. And this little puppy right here has enough juice to recharge your device 1.3 times. So you can get this thing completely down, charge it all the way back, drain it, and charge it all the way up to 30% again on one battery. So that means that gives you a lot of flexibility, and that should really give you enough runtime for several hours of realistic use. The other thing is, I'm a big fan of just simplicity, and you can charge this thing at the same time as your device. So that means you can literally just put this on your plug port, you can plug it right here in the back, and it's gonna charge your system up, and you're gonna be good to go. And it can take about 1.5 hours to get everything fully charged. What I found cool about this is that when you plug it in, it basically will start to charge at a normal charging speed for a max output of about 10 watts. But if for some reason you need fast charging, you see this little icon right here that has like a little lightning bolt. If you hit this button twice, it'll go to 20 watts it'll basically activate a max output of 20 watts of output. And that's gonna charge your battery super fast. And I'm just one of those guys too, when I'm running around, I like to know exactly where my battery situation is. And I just really like, on my Muse, it just shows me an icon and it's kind of got just a graph, but I love being able to see, oh yeah, I've got 93% power here, I've got 46% power. I liked having that very specific number. It really gave me peace of mind as I was running through the day. The other aspect about this that is nice that I found is that it does have a dual USB output port. So it's got the one on the top and it's got one on the back. So that means not only can you charge your Osmo or your Muse, but if you have anything else that also has a USB-C, you can plug it in there and basically power that. And when you use it in that kind of power bank mode, it just charge up to 22.5 watts. That means if you have something like a phone that you need to have an emergency charge from, you can just plug it in here. Now, whenever I do a review about anything, I always do like to point out what I would consider any rooms for improvement, just so you're fully aware of what this product is, what it isn't, makes sense for you. This thing really did a good job of giving me good realistic power. I love the fast charging, and I did really like the fact that it had a nice kind of grip and it felt comfortable in my hand. The only thing that I would say that I personally think you should just be aware of is just that once you get this on there, it is locked on tight. I don't know if it's because this is a Muse and not an Osmo, but I did find that when I'm connecting it, I just had to make sure I snugged it in. You know, you can kind of plug it in there, and I just had to make sure I got that in there just to make sure it's locked on. Once it's locked on, it's good. But sometimes you just need to give it like an extra little wiggle just to get it in there, just to make sure. You can see it's a little bit loose right now. But then if I just pop it on there and just give it a little wiggle, you'll see now it's on there nice and firm. So that is the only thing I would, be careful of. Just make sure when you're putting on this that you got it locked in, and double check it before you go and run around. But anyway, guys, that is the PBH 3 flash quick charging battery handle for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or the Xtra Muse. If you have one of these devices, this is definitely something that'll make your life a lot more stress-free when you're out there shooting, and just give you that extra bit of juice to get those last shots that you want. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say with this. Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.